Okay, so sorry for the. I was literally, I just started the stream. Hope everybody's doing well, by the way. Um, I literally just started the stream, and then I got a phone call, and I was trying to tell them, let me call them back in a little bit, and then they asked me another question as I'm literally pulling up the, I was pulling up the camera and stuff. But definitely, guys, hope you all are doing well today. That your weekend has been well, safe, humbling, all of that. We are now literally, uh, roughly 50 plus hours away from episode 7 of the Soka series. But I wanted to go live and talk to you all about something that has been literally floating around. Originally it was one thing, but now it turned into something else that has just been floating around social media basically since like Wednesday, the very next day, of the week after episode 6 dropped, Far Far Away dropped on Tuesday, 9 p.m. my time, Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Pacific, and I want to say 5 Central, whichever side of the world you are. But hope you all are doing well today. Niels Han Dynasty, how are you? I've seen all your comments here. Um, that's what you're talking about as far as the Mortis God stuff. That is another theory of many fans. It hasn't been confirmed to be the case. Um, I know I did push a video out a week ago, roughly, talking about how I believe that we're going to see Anakin one more time in the show. That's what I feel like can happen. Um, so hopefully, we will see Anakin in live action form once again, one more time, maybe ghost form or something like that. Sorry, I'm sending a text message real quick. So I'm just like, you know what I mean? I'm just curious and wondering over with these last 2 weeks, uh, what are we really going to get as far as everything? Are we going to see Anakin again? Are we going to see, what we're more than likely going to have Ahsoka versus Baylan again, which I'm going to talk about in the prediction stream for Tuesday. And then, of course, this main thing is a focus right now. This one specific thing has been mentioned over the past few days. Actually, like I said, it's technically a couple of things. And I'm just like, originally I was going to do a video, but I was just like, let me just do a live stream today. So, what has been floating around is the fact that there has been a connection, a tie into the Jedi Survivor, Jedi Fallen Order video games. Now, I have Jedi Fallen Order. I don't have Survivor because I haven't played it yet. I haven't even beaten Jedi Fallen Order yet. On my PS4, I've played several hours worth, but on my PS5, I just restarted the game. Even streamed it here on the channel. I want to say a month and a half ago, something like that. Last month, something. But I've basically come across some spoiler information due to the fact that this possible thing that is tying Baylan to this power that he's searching for. Due to the fact that the games, these games, I do really do believe, because I did put it in the community tab just before or maybe even after episode 1, where there were concept art pushed out, and it was talking about the specific like pillars and stuff that looked like it had Zephonian artwork attached to it in the concept art. And when we actually looked at the episode, I was trying to actually look to see if any of that stuff was looking like it was true. It sort of kind of did, but really couldn't tell. But of course, we did see the Night Sister stuff in the temple that Ahsoka went to when she went after the map. And then, of course, we get more of that as the episodes progress. And now we're here where we find that Peridia is more than likely where, the Dathomirian, like Baylan said, is the Dathomirian kingdom is used to be. And, he's searching for a specific power that he wants to grasp and hold and possibly control, make his own type of thing, like I talked about, where I felt like Baylan wants to create his own Jedi order in his image, from his perspective. But with that, then episode 6 hits, we get all that stuff, and then we see possibly, per this moment here, it's actually a part of the thumbnail, but I'm actually just going to pull it back up because I wasn't paying it, because when the scene popped up on my television screen, I wasn't paying attention to the background. I really was not. I was so engulfed in what Thrawn was doing and talking about when it's pertaining to move myself from the camera. These glyphs here, I'm gonna draw this closer if I can. Hopefully it doesn't mess with the it looks like it is. So that's as close as I can get it, I think, to be honest. But these hieroglyphs behind Thrawn, behind Morgan Elsbeth, this stuff here seems to be because people specifically on Twitter were able to decipher what this stuff was saying, that it seems to be centered. And even here, there's more. When Baylan and Shin left the castle that they were at to go after Sabine, if I can find it. These at the very top, even this stuff in the background, just where basically the door is, those are writings. And basically the writings basically say, somebody deciphered it, and it says praise, or possibly raise, and I want to say that it's probably more than likely says raise, Kujet, the Zephonian sage that was a dark side user many galaxy moons ago. It says raise, I want to say it says may Kujet's power reign forever, may he be raised and not praised. Somebody deciphered this thinking that it was saying that there was a P in there, but possibly more than likely it means to raise him from the dead. So that's that. But at the same time, even before Kujet was even talked about, then we also dived into where are you? Where did you go? How did you disappear? we dived into um, Abeloth, the mother, the Mortis god here, one of the Mortis gods, the mother here, where people were saying that possibly Baylan was hearing, feeling, sensing through the Force Abeloth. So there are two different powerful ancient beings that possibly are actually the one or ones that are calling out to Baylan here, and he senses this power because he talks about how I even put the video up connecting between him and Thrawn, where they both viewed their perspectives, their visions differently. Baylan talks about how Thrawn's vision is fleeting. His cause isn't the right thing to support. To be honest, he basically feels that this specific Force power or connection to the Force through the Force, which is possibly Abeloth, possibly Kujet, he's sensing something greater that is even surpassing Thrawn's ultimate goal of getting back to the galaxy and taking control of the Empire. So, now we have, we have Abeloth, and now we also have, you could like I said, you could throw in Kujet into the mix. I don't think I can be able to really, not really. I can. It's a little small. You can throw Kujet into the mix of saying, maybe possibly Kujet, because we do know that depending on how powerful the Sith were in the Force, they can take their essence and attach it to like a Sith holocron or something else, where they are still out there in existence in the galaxy, just a part of them, a piece of them. So that's why I'm saying, like, maybe possibly. That's not what I want. That's not what I want. Yeah, maybe possibly it's not something minor, it's something major. And Baylan will inevitably, because he's having this specific conversation, even with his Padawan, because he even says it, he tells Shin, I trained you to be something more. And that could also tie into what he's looking to grasp as far as his main goal. Maybe it is to gain this power and possibly stay in this galaxy on Peridia, and then again maybe it's to take this power and take it with him back to their galaxy, to again still create his own Jedi Order through the power of the Force, the dark side. And again, maybe possibly it could be, like I said, it could be Abeloth, it could be Kujet, it possibly could be these specific very powerful Force entities out here that more than likely are still around, even if it's really vague. So I'm just like, I'm curious by what people have come up with as far as this stuff. I'm wondering, because I really have been wondering. Baylan has been somebody who has stood out to me the most when it's pertaining to this show. And now that my Grand Admiral has finally arrived, now officially now, yes, the show has been about Ahsoka, but at the same time, I felt like it was more so about Sabine and her being force sensitive, which still technically she's more than likely. I feel 99% sure that 1% chance it's okay if I'm fully mistaken to this, but I'm 99% sure that Sabine's going to be force sensitive by the end of the show, or this week coming up, or whichever. She's going to really use the force, because they are really driving that home for her character. But I felt like there was a lot of focus on her, but at the same time, Baylan was just the has been to me just really technically the actual focus, the star of the series, to be honest. And he is seeking out a specific power that he wants and longs. He feels it, he can sense it, he can hear it, all of that stuff. And it's literally tied into with the Night Sisters. It's tied into Peridia, and it possibly is this Kujet, this ancient Zephonian sage, dark side user, who possibly took his life essence, and because they even said it, if you Google it, they said that Kujet is holding one of the atriums that you actually use in the games. He's holding it in his tomb, so he possibly put his essence in there. And we might, if we do get that in the show, we might see that, and it's kind of tying into with the map too, type of thing. So yeah, but again, it could be Kujet, could be Abeloth. I'm not sure. Just sounds like some very interesting thoughts and assumptions from several people within the Star Wars universe, or the fandom, should I say. So I'm wondering, if it's Kujet, how would he use Baylan to raise him from the dead? If it's Abeloth, how, same thing, how would Abeloth have Baylan raise her from the dead, the mother? So I'm curious. I'm wondering what is going to happen over the course of these next 2 weeks, because that's it, guys. Because once episode 8 drops and it's finalized, we don't have any Star Wars content for a good while we're waiting for the SAG strikes to the negotiations to finalize, which they talk about that in the stream on Friday, actually, where it's rumored that they have been really deciding to actually come to the table and come up with a deal soon. But I'm taking it with a grain of salt until they actually do make that official, whenever that is. Could be this week coming up, could be next year, who knows. But at the end of the day, like I said, I talked to somebody, a couple of friends of mine, and we were just saying, like, people are going to be real bored next year if these strikes don't finalize, this by the, before winter time, around winter time, early next year. People are going to be real bored because a lot of stuff got halted and shut down, which includes stuff like The Acolyte, which I was really looking forward to. I put stuff about that in the community tab that I'm really patiently looking forward to, because I actually have the teaser trailer, and I've watched it several times. I can't wait to actually sit down and watch that. And like I said, I will be putting together, as far as Andor season 2 is concerned, I will be putting together a video for that for this week. Probably gonna drop on Wednesday or Thursday, something like that. But I'm gonna look to work on that, if not tonight, for sure tomorrow. But yeah, this stuff, I'm curious. I'm wondering what's gonna happen We got Ezra back too. Finally got Ezra. A lot of people didn't like. Some people didn't like the interaction between Sabine and Ezra. And I did talk about that too. I did say that in the stream on Friday. I did talk about saying that I felt like the roles were reversed, where originally Ezra was feeling Sabine. Sabine wasn't really feeling Ezra in that type of affectionate way, treating him more like a, like a brother. But maybe possibly the roles were reversed, where Ezra, like he said in the hologram, you are like a sister to me, and maybe Sabine, possibly maybe, is feeling Ezra now. So we'll see how that goes. Now that relationship, I ship 1000%. Cyril and Dedra, I still don't ship them on Andor. I don't. Don't do it. You don't want that. You don't want that ship. You don't. You really don't. He's a stalker. Cyril's a stalker. Go back and watch episode 6, if I remember correctly, or 5, whichever, between 5 and 7. Go back and watch. You'll see it. He's a stalker. But yeah. So that's pretty much my thoughts. Was hopeful that somebody else would have been in the chat to discuss their thoughts. Let me see what else. Neil. He said he did bring up Abeloth. Oh, he said that Ahsoka would dive into the pool of knowledge. Maybe Ezra's done that. He has been. Technically, they've been there. Ezra and Thrawn have been in Peridia for years. Like I think a decade. Yeah. I actually have a meme. I'm gonna share it. If I don't think I did. I think I'm gonna do it right now. Just put it in the community tab where I'm live. No, I did. Let me just share that right now. I forgot to do that when I first saw it. I shared it in my Thrawn group chat. It's hilarious. Oh wait, I forgot. I keep doing it because I hate it, because it's like you actually have to specify, like, hey, tell everybody, like, hey, click the image, because it sucks. So that's edited. So yeah, that's my thinking, that's my thoughts. This is what I think is going to be the case. Possibly. This is what I'm assuming. It's a possibility that may occur on the show. Oops, I didn't do that. Take that off. So I'm, like I said, I'm thinking that, like, I'm leaning towards what everybody else is thinking. Could be Abeloth, it could be Kujet. One of those two is calling out the Baylan. It's gonna get him to raise them from the dead, gain this power, maybe possibly fight Ahsoka with this power, but Ahsoka's still gonna beat him. I just don't think Baylan's gonna get taken out, though. I think he's gonna survive. But as far as Sheen is concerned, I have a video coming out tomorrow on Shin Hati, talking about something specific with her. But I feel like Ahsoka's gonna fight Baylan probably after he gains this power and still defeat him anyway. And possibly this is where possibly I'll bring this up on the prediction stream too. Possibly where Sabine truly gains the Force, like really the Force allows her and willingly allows her to use it, because again, it's the living Force will only allow specific people to really dive into its and tap into its power. And like I talked about in the past, that Sabine is technically blocked currently. She's blocked. That's what basically what Kanan said. He felt it in the Force that she's blocked from it. She's just, she has been since episode 3 technically been really trying to use the Force. So it's gonna happen. I feel, honestly, I really feel, and she's gonna be just another powerful, strong Mandalorian Force user to come. That's just what I feel. But I feel like with Ahsoka fighting Baylan, with Baylan gaining this power from whomever, Abeloth or Kujet, they're gonna fight, and it seemingly seems like Ahsoka's gonna lose. But then that's when Sabine steps in and actually uses the Force to really save Ahsoka, and Ahsoka's gonna defeat Baylan but not take him out. I feel like Baylan's gonna survive. His character's gonna survive the show, and then that will let us know, like, okay, he was supposed to be in the film or in another story or something like that. Then we'll have hopefully some author and writer give Baylan's character more depth, more character development, stuff like that, even backstory and stuff like that. When he was at the temple, I'm hopeful that Baylan will get all of this stuff. So that's my thoughts on this subject for today. So yeah, maybe we'll get some stuff as far as the Dathomirian Kingdom a little bit more too. In these last 2 episodes, for what Baylan is looking and searching for, because Shin honestly seems to be losing a little bit of hope in Baylan. But I feel like once he shows her, they get to the whatever area on Peridia and they find this power, that Shin will be able to really understand, like, oh, okay. Because a lot of times you hear somebody's dream, their vision, their goals, and it doesn't compute with you. But when they actually achieve it, and you just be like, aha, you were correct. I just had to be patient. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really wasn't feeling it or didn't really believe until now. You know what I mean? Like, so it happens even in fictional stuff. So that's what I'm thinking is going to occur between this week and next week. But I kind of feel like it's same thing. It's going to be like how I kind of felt like Thrawn was going to pop up at the end of the episode, which I thought that was my prediction for the prediction stream last week, just before episode 6 debuted, and we got Thrawn throughout most of the episode. Maybe this week we'll have a cliffhanger at the end of episode 7 where Baylan gets the power, and then we're walking into him, or even get to the area. We're walking into the final episode where, yeah, and maybe the final episode will be 50 plus minutes long, because I think the past 2 weeks have been 40 plus minutes, which is great. So, but those are my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comments after this stream is up. Let's talk about some things if you feel up to it. Like I said, I'm gonna work on this Andor season 2 video between tonight, but definitely tomorrow after work. Be on the lookout for that for probably Wednesday or Thursday, something like that, because more than likely I'm gonna be definitely working on my at least 2 videos for Ahsoka episode 7 for Wednesday and Thursday, Tuesday night. So yeah, but I'm out. I will hopefully talk to you all next time in another stream, another video. Stay safe, guys. Stay humble, and remember, the Force will be with you always. Hey, what'd you say, El Delamont? You said Shin's comment about how stories are forgotten with good reason, because sometimes they are just stories in spite of all the wonders she has seen. Yeah. Welcome to the stream. Even though I was getting ready to end it. Welcome to the stream. Yeah. That comment, even with Baylan, what Baylan said, in his response, it was just like he chuckled, he agreed. The fact that she said that can still tie into what, even what Baylan is seeking, where he did bring up the fact, this stuff, Peridia and all of this stuff, technically was just like Shin was saying, it's just stories. He, technically from the original point, I want to say episode 3, he said that he had that response of, hey, this is just, these were just kids stories, these were just children's stories, blah blah blah. Just tell them back at the temple, this, that, and the third. You're sitting there showing us the map, that it's on this map, that it's real. And once they get there, he's just like, he's really taking in and basking in the fact that, oh man, like this was actually true. So it does make you wonder what other stories were told at the Jedi Temple that were supposed to be fairy tales that possibly could be true, possibly could be just a story. Would we possibly dive more in? Will we get more of this type of stuff in other shows and stuff like that? That's what I'm kind of wondering, which I'm gonna do a video on. I already had a plan to do that soon. So yeah, I'm still just like curious about that, even because, again, this is why I've loved Baylan so much, because he has been specifying specifically about specific stuff. His mind, the way he thinks, reacts, responds to stuff. Even just his one word responses are just dope to me. And I'm just loving this specific character. And I'm still gonna keep saying it, like, I'm just sad that Mr. Stevenson passed away before he could see our reaction to this now very great, very well written character. Speaking of Baylan, I saw this. I'm gonna pull it up. No, I don't think I can really, because as you all saw, if you watched most of this stream or all of it up to this point, I did come across this earlier today. Kind of thought it was a joke, but doesn't seem to be the case. Like I said, speaking to Baylan. So back on episode 2, Baylan, why I did that? Remove myself from camera. Here, when he put the map down, there's some Arabish info on his wrist there. And fans were able to decipher it. Said fans were actually saying that this is a hit list. They're saying that that this is Arabic, which translates Luke and Leia. Hold on, I may have even grabbed that. I possibly did. I don't know. There's so much stuff that I grabbed online today, but now I don't see it. But hold on, I think I have a way to find it. Give me a second. One of my Grand Admiral Thrawn group members have been sharing a lot of stuff, so I don't see it here, so it's not you, so I have to go to the other one. Let me see. could have sworn it was one of them. That's why I'm mad, because when I saw it, I didn't grab it. I can't seem to find it. But like I said, when these are supposed, this is supposed to be Arabish on Baylan's wrist there. That's what it's supposed to be. And it's not just Luke and Leia's name on it, from what people have translated. It's a few other names. I'm trying to see if I can find, maybe possibly find. Oh, that is what I want to talk about. Oh wait, here we go. So I'm gonna pull the camera up. I don't know if you can see it. This is what it says here. I don't know if you can see it. It's right here. It reads Luke, Leia, Han, Chewie, C-3PO, R2-D2. That's what that says. So yeah. Heather Lamont says, I think she seems to lack imagination. Not sure his ability to see big picture. Possibility, though, she might also be a good grounded counterpart. Yeah. I feel like once Shin sees the ultimate goal, that at least there in Pretty, when she sees it, she'll really believe. Because a lot of times it really does take just you seeing, because we know that us humans are visual. I mean, for those of us who weren't born blind or eventually became blind and stuff like that, but we have the senses: sight, smell, sound, taste, all of that. But it's usually our eyes, usually when we see something or see a specific person, whatever the case, that captures our attention. I feel like it will be the same with Shin's character, where she has to actually see it to really believe. I keep hearing about Rome. I'm actually going to be checking it out at some point. Maybe this week I'll start it, because I never watched Rome. But there's something else that I wanted to talk about too that I came across. It's talking about I thought I grabbed it. I thought I did. And I didn't. I thought I did. And I don't want to try to pull it up. It's going to mess with the stream. I feel like it's going to. I mean, I can try, but honestly, I think it's going to, because my laptop is cheap. Let me try anyway. I'm going to try. Let me see if I can grab it. I thought I grabbed it, but I didn't grab it. Also, too, I'm still hopeful that we'll see, maybe possibly in the future, we'll see a live action Mara Jade. I'm just patiently waiting and hopeful that that'll be the case. I thought I grabbed this. I thought I did. Yeah, I did. There it goes. Let me get rid of this thing. Alright. So this other thing was more so talking about what the? Where'd it go? Or is it me? Hold on. There it goes. So this is what it says. Talking about Enoch and the Death Troopers here, where it says this. It's pertaining to their armor and stuff. It says that this is called kintsugi, or kintsu kiro, literally golden, aka ken, and repair sugi. Kintsugi is the process of repairing ceramics, traditionally with lacquer and gold, leaving a gold seam where the cracks were. Technique consists in joining fragments and giving them a new, more refined aspect. So yeah, so somebody was able to figure this part out when it's pertaining to like the Sky Monster. Hello, how are you? Happy Sunday to you too. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the stream. When it's talking about the armor of the Death Troopers, which is including more so specifically talking about Enoch and his mask and stuff like that. Even just the rest of his armor. I hate that it just doesn't stick to what I want. So, per this stuff, we are finding out more about what they decided to go with when it's pertaining to the troopers and their armor. We know that too, that they talked about the fact that the troopers have or are wearing not just armor, but they also have these red. Thank you. Glad that you enjoyed the channel. I hope you continue to enjoy the channel. That they have these red tapings or red strings or whatever the case that they are, and it's more so that these things are what are keeping them not just together but keeping them alive, because technically they're supposed to be possibly zombie Death Trooper soldiers, and we will eventually find out once they start using them in the battle within the next week or so. I kind of feel like that we may not see them fight until the final episode, episode 8 next week, not this week coming up. But per what this thing is talking about, I'm gonna pull it back up, that they are alive, and what I'm saying, and even somebody had mentioned like Enoch doesn't seem to have possibly doesn't seem to have any of the red tapings or whatever the case around his body, his armor technically. So he might be alive underneath his armor. So yeah, just something that we all can consider and think about, as we have, like I said, we're a little over 48 hours before episode 7 drops on Tuesday. I can't wait. I really cannot wait for this to come out. So yeah, the show has just been, for me at least, from start to finish, has been, from start up until episode 6 so far, this show has been really just great. I also want to mention that this scene here kind of reminded me of Lion King from back in the day, because it had Mufasa with Simba looking over the horizon, over the kingdom, saying all of this will be yours one day. It kind of reminded this part it just popped in my head, and I chuckled a little bit. So like this, I was like, this reminds me of Lion King. But again, Baylan, like I said, Baylan does talk about he wants to sever the weakness basically of the Jedi. That's what he wants to do. Hopefully we can see him gain the power that he is longing for in the show. Like I said, maybe it's Kujet, maybe it's Abeloth. It's probably one of those two specific entities that are endowed with the dark side, and he looks to gain this power to be able to either, like I said, him and Shin are gonna stick around here in Peridia to start his own Jedi Order. That's what he wants to do. Or he takes it and goes back to their galaxy to look to still start his own Jedi Order in his image and from his perspective. But again, like I said, Ahsoka and him are more than likely going to fight, and Ahsoka's going to defeat him, but just not take him out, just not, kill him basically. So that's what I'm perceiving is, or assuming is going to happen. But ultimately, my Grand Admiral is going to, win, and it's going to take us into the film. That's what I'm believing is going to occur by the end of episode 8 next week. I'm just sad, guys. I'm really just like, Star Wars is almost up for now. You haven't seen every episode yet, but I've seen mostly all the. Okay, nice. Well, I'm kind of talking about some spoiler stuff, so I'm sorry if I'm spoiling anything for you, Sky Monster. But yeah, this is what I'm just like once episode 8 finalizes, we don't have any new Star Wars content coming out. But as far as me and the channel is concerned, I have a plethora of stuff that I'm going to be looking to put together, video wise, stream wise, to talk about that is outside of like the current Disney content. So besides Andor, we got to talk about Andor season 2, and we got to talk about Andor season 1, because we still have to do some stuff with that, do some live streams with that too. So, but yeah, I can't wait, guys. I really can't wait for, can't wait. I'm excited for episode 7 on Tuesday. But I'm going to get out of here because I got to do something for a little bit. But yeah, Sky Monster, El Delamont, and Niels Han Dynasty, thanks for stopping by today. It's always real with any and everybody who pops in to share their thoughts, their love for Star Wars, stuff like that. Definitely hope that the galaxy continues to be kind to you and your family, whether whether it's the highs or the lows. Like you are, I'm hopeful that life for you will definitely go up for you and be at a steady up, where you can have the joy and the peace that you deserve. So with that, guys, I'm out. Stay safe, stay humble. Hopefully talk to you all this coming Tuesday. The video on Shin Hati is tomorrow, but hopefully talk to you on the prediction stream for Tuesday just before episode 7 drops. With that, I'll talk to you later, guys. Remember, the Force